Hey, how's it going? I'm Lando, and welcome back to Lando's Lessons. This is my beginner's course, lesson number 7. We're going to be learning how to play A major. It's going to be a pretty fun video. It might be a little bit longer, but just stick around, grab your guitar, and let's have fun. So in my last video, I taught you guys how to read a chord diagram, and I used A major as an example. So more than likely, you already know this if you watched my last video. But we're going to go over it a little bit better this time and think about how to place your fingers in the right positions. I'm going to pull up the diagram right up here and we'll get started. Okay, so now that we got the guitar up here, we're going to go over where your fingers are supposed to go. Like I said in my last video, some diagrams tell you exactly where your fingers go, like which fingers and where to go, but we're going to go over it anyways, because sometimes hearing it helps you learn a lot better. Like I know myself, being able to see it and hear it made it so much easier to learn than just looking at a diagram. So we'll just go over that real quick. Another thing is we want to be close to the fret. We don't want to be on top of it, and we want to be like right behind it, because if we're on top of it, it'll be muted and not sound clean. So we want it right behind it where our fingers are just barely touching, and we want to push down really hard. So remember that when we're learning this chord. Okay, so we're going to start with our third finger, which remember is our ring finger. We're going to put it on the second fret, so right there, on the second string. So not this bottom one, but the next one up. That's the second string. Then we're going to take our pointer finger, our finger number 1, and put it on the second fret on the third string. So we're going to kind of stack them. Now we won't be able to get it as close to the second fret because our other finger is here in the way. So we want it as close as possible. And then our middle finger, our third finger, or I'm sorry, our second finger is going to go on the second fret on the fourth string. So all three of them are on this fret, the second one, on strings 4, 3, and 2. That's A. Now, when we go to strum this, we will not strum the 6th string, okay? So we will strum 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. On the diagram, there's an X right here, so that means not to play the top one. So now that we have that chord shape there, all on the second fret, on strings 4, 3, and 2, and not the top one. If your fingers are long enough, you can reach your thumb around and mute that one. I know when I first started, I wasn't able to. My thumb was back there, so I couldn't reach around in order to play it, or to mute that top string. But if you can, it does help a lot. So that way you can strum, which again, you strum down here, but just for the purpose of the video, so you can see me strum, I'm going to go over here. So that's A major. Not the top string, you can mute it. Okay, we'll go over it again. It helps me, at least, learning to see it multiple times. You can replay this video as many times as you need to, just until you can get it down good. So let's try it again. So we take our third finger, our ring finger, second fret, second string, first finger, second fret, or third string, middle finger or second finger, second fret, fourth string. Mute the top if you can, and strum down on the bottom 5 strings. That's A. Now I know it's a little hard to see my fingers there because of the camera angle, but they're trying to get as close to the fret as they can. Just always remember that, because if it's way back here, it won't sound as clean, and you have to push a lot harder. So it's a lot easier the closer you get to it. So it will feel weird at first, because your fingers are stacked in a weird pattern. So it's not going to feel supernatural at first, but after some time of playing and practicing over and over and over again, it will get a lot easier. And the tips of your fingers may hurt because these are still strings. You can get nylon strings. They're mainly for like ukuleles or classical guitars are more common than a normal 6-string like this. They're softer on your fingers, or if you're using an electric guitar, it tends to be easier on there too. But you will grow calluses on your fingertips, and it'll make it feel a lot easier and hurt a lot less, because there'll be a little callus there for the string to push against. Another thing is, when you put your fingers like this, you want your bottom string to be free. You don't want anything touching it. So instead of just being flat down, you want it to be rolled. You want your fingers rolled up. So that way there's nothing touching this bottom string. Like, I'm just going to take those off for an example. I got my third finger. And instead of going down like this, where it's muted, you want it rolled up where it's just your fingertip touching just that string. So make sure your fingers are rolled up. Now I'm going to explain it one more time. I want you to do it with me if you haven't been already. Because once we're done with this, I want you to pause the video and practice going into the chord without hearing me say where to put your fingers or without seeing it. If you forget and you need to replay it, feel free, but just try to get it by yourself. It will help you learn, help you memorize it, if you can do it without watching it. So we're going to do it one more time before that though. So third finger, second fret, second string, first finger, pointer finger, third string, second fret, and middle finger or second finger, second fret, fourth string. Don't play the sixth drum. You just want to strum. See, I didn't have my fingers rolled, so that the high E string was not clear. Now it is because I rolled my fingers. Now it's not. Now it is. So, not the top string. And that's how you know you're holding them all down good, is if they're all very clean, and there's no rattling or anything. If it is rattling, that means you're not pushing down hard enough or you're not close enough to the fret. So just practice going to A major, and if you need to rewind, please do so. But practice that a couple times real quick, and play the video once you're ready. I want you to practice this as much as possible. You will need to take breaks because your fingers will start hurting if they're not already. But just keep practicing it, because the more you do, the faster you'll get to it, and the better and cleaner it'll sound. My next video will be about like the different problems people have with it. Like if it's rattling, some of the issues. It'll be the troubleshooting, I should say. So just skip to that video if you need help, if it's not sounding clean enough. That's it for today's video. I hope you had fun. We'll be learning D and E major pretty soon. And once we learn the three of them, we'll put them together and learn our first song, which will be super fun. But I think that's it for today, so take it easy, and I'll see you next time.